Rev up your engines! Now everyone's whining, oh, due to the pandemic, prices of used cars and everything are high. I just bought this TRD with about 100,000 miles on it for 10 grand. Even the body's in excellent shape. And it is a TRD, it doesn't just have stickers. Got the electric locker rear end on it. Got the original rims still. It's SR5. 4 doors. And you can see it's only got 104,000 miles. Nothing on a Tacoma. There's your 4-wheel drive. You could be in neutral, you could be in low, you could be in high. Now it came with the original lift. He lifted it another 2 inches, which isn't too aggressive. And being a TRD, it's got the 3400. Now he's already changed the timing belt on it, but realize it's a non-interference engine. So if the belt broke, it doesn't hurt anything, you'd just be stranded. He wanted to make it great, so he put about another 4 grand. So he's got about 14 grand in it. And really, it's like a brand new truck. Now considering that a new TRD starts at about $47,000, and good luck finding one at sticker price because they keep marking it up. His $14,000 investment, like he just told me, he could drive this thing 40, 50,000 miles, he gets tired of it, he could sell it for what he's got into the thing. That is a smart investment. These Toyotas, they're well made. They hold up. You price around, the kid who owned it wanted cash. He wouldn't even take a cashier check. He wanted $100 bills. So, this guy put it in his backpack from the bank and rode his motorcycle there to pick it up. And he threw the bike in the back when he drove back, so. Now, as this is an older truck, we'll take a look here. It was made in 2004 in California. Yes, a lot of these had frame problems, but check this out. Let's check the frame out. If you're looking at one of these, you want to check out the frame. Let's check out this frame. It's really solid. And you want to know why? Because it was replaced under the Toyota, replaced the frame where they take the whole body off and put it on another frame. You'll never find another one that sounds this solid unless the frame's been replaced. See here on the body, yeah, there's a little rust. It's not rotten through. The undercoating is peeled off. But this is the part that goes bad on them, and it was replaced. And as we go behind, there we have it. It's got the nice locker rear end on it. It's an interesting one. It has a spare tire, and it's the original spare tire with a yellow on it, but he had to buy another rim because this thing was in Rhode Island, right on the shore, probably on Block Island. It had rotted away, so the tire, it's rubber, didn't bother that, but man, it ate the rim up, so he bought another rim to stick on it. Then when he bought it, here's his phone. It looked like this. You can see all kinds of surface rust. But that surface rust doesn't mean anything. You clean it off and up with it like this. It's fine. You still got to fix the emergency brake. That part's rusty, but the differential itself, you did a good job on. Realize there's a humongous difference between superficial rust and rust that rots. These things do have frame problems. If you're looking at one of these used, old one like this, you got to make sure that frame isn't rotten. If it's rotten, you run away because Toyota's no longer replacing them free anymore like they used to. Those days are over. So if you buy one with a rotten frame, you're stuck with a car with a rotten frame. And taking the whole vehicle apart and putting it all on another frame is a gigantic expense. You don't want to buy one of those. But this has already been replaced. Now this is the original paint. He had it buffed out. He had a pro do it. Toyota knows how to paint things. It is black though, but the hood was destroyed in the sun. He had that repainted, but the guy that did it did an excellent job. Now here's what the suspension looked like originally, all our rust and corrosion. And check it out now. He's done it all over, did a good job. A can of Rust-Oleum from Ace Hardware did it. His total thing, everything he's got involved in this, what he bought it and what he fixed it, is only 14 grand. You can't go wrong if you do some of your own work, bring cash when you're gonna buy a used car from somebody who wants cash. Hilariously enough, the air box was full of acorns that squirrels had stuck in there. They came in from the bottom and they learned how to pull the clip up and get it up. It's a Toyota. I assume it's going to start. Got that Toyota starter sound. Now, for a big high up in the air truck, as old as it is, doesn't make all that much noise. Now, this is Rhode Island, so these are great for these bumpy roads. You're not going to get stuck and you're not going to break anything off. A TRD off-road for an on-road Rhode Island experience. Now, it's got that V6 engine. It's not a race truck, but you step on it, it gets where you're going, and you can tow stuff. They're excellent vehicles. Now, this guy's a real worker. What he did was, the previous guy did take it off-road. There was mud in all the cushions. When he cleaned it, mud came out. So he actually got hog ring pliers. He took all the covers off, ran them in a washing machine, took the foam out, cleaned it all, put it back together, and Voila! Now there was a little rip in the seam here, but he had his wife sew it up when he had it all taken apart. And had he done it before? No. He learned how to use hog rim pliers to take them on and off. You can do a lot of stuff yourself if you want to. You can have a lot of fun doing it too. Now there's an advantage to older vehicles. He's got full insurance on this. He said it's with Geico. $600 a year. Full coverage. And the hilarious thing is, he had a Mercedes. He got tired of that, and he sold it for about $5 grand more than he bought it, got this truck, put $4 grand into it, and he's still $5,000 up. So, maybe you can get good money for your vehicle, and you can find a good deal on another one. Go ahead and do it. Get a beautiful looking truck like this. You know, you did a lot of the work yourself. The only downside that I have is, since they have all the seats, the bed's smaller. There's method to his madness. He wanted to fit this in his garage. He's got a small tandem garage in Massachusetts. This fits. So there's a reason behind the short bed. These things can last a really long time. And so what if squirrels have put acorns in the air filter? They're solid. And if you're lucky enough, like he was, to find one that's got just about 100,000 miles on it, snap it up. And even if you decide, oh, I don't want a truck, you can sell it to somebody else and make some money these days. But he's keeping this baby. It's in immaculate shape for the money. Just make sure you get one that doesn't have a rotten frame on it, like I warned before. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Now here's something I totally cannot resist. I just did a research on the money companies spend on research and development versus on advertising. And number one on the list as the dumbest company is Chrysler, because per car made, they did spend $784 per car on research and development. But they also spent $644 on advertising. They almost spent the same amount on advertising as they do on research and development. Take Ford. They only spent $468 on advertising, and they spent $1,186 on research and development. But at the top of the list, of course, is my favorite nemesis, Tesla. They spent $0 on advertising. They don't advertise at all. And they claim that they spent $2,984 per car on research and development. I think they should take some of that research and development money and spend it on quality control for their cars, because they're made like crap. They might research and develop them for the future, right? But the stuff they're making now is made like crap. The pieces don't even fit in. Things fly off because they're not glued on, right? Yeah. Maybe they should spend a little bit on quality control. They do spend nothing on advertising. But I find it hilarious that Chrysler almost spends the same amount of money on advertising as they do on research and development of their car. What do they say now? It's all form and no function. Look, gotta look good, guys. Gotta look good. We're gonna advertise, tell people how good it looks, but building it, nah, you don't spend too much money on that. David Pickles 81 says, I got a 2001 Nissan Xterra 3.3. I did a motor swap and I have no power in the dash. I get dinging. The car is completely dead inside. I checked all the grounds. The security light is flashing. I tried locking and unlocking the door. I left the key on for 5 minutes and nothing. All right. Well, your security light is on, so the system thinks that the car's being stolen. Hopefully you didn't pinch any wires when you did a motor swap. That's a big thing. Pray that resetting the system will work. What you want to do is you want to disconnect the battery, wait a couple minutes, put it in, and try using your remote. See if it opens and locks stuff. Maybe that'll reset it. If not, your security alarm's on. You're not going to be able to do anything until that's fixed. You'd have to tow it to a mechanic. Going to cost you a fortune. Find a local locksmith. Local locksmiths, a lot of them will work on anti-theft systems. And it could easily be that your anti-theft system has a problem. They find out that, hey, you know, something happened to your ignition, you got to reset it, or maybe there's the module inside's bad, and they got to replace it and then reset the anti-theft system to the key that they're making. You got to fix that first, because if the security light's on, this thing's never going to start. Never. You said you checked all the grounds and everything. Maybe it just needs resetting. The Capitan says, I got a 2012 Honda Accord 4-cylinder, 107,000 miles. Oil's leaking from the VTC valve. I went to remove it, but it's stuck. I'm feeling I'm going to break the plastic stuff if I can't get it out. Help, what can I do? It's a 10-year-old car, and the problem is, bent in the engine and it's brittle. A lot of times, they just will break. A lot of times, you just got to bite the bullet. If it does break, then you get needle nose pliers, and you finally pull the whole thing out. It'll be broken, but it'll come out. Then you replace it. You got to get it out to replace the O-ring, and unfortunately, they're not made to be replaceable with all that plastic crap on it. It will often crack, and if it does, you just replace the whole unit. And if you say it wiggles a little, spray a little more oil in it, wiggle some more, and a lot of times you can get them out. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.